review for the broadcast receiver class, and we'll just continue on working on exercise 7. Yeah, I don't have any further announcement. Okay, so let me share my lecture notes instead. Okay, so broadcast. So first of all, the broadcasts are the messages that's notify the apps, not notifying the users. And it's wrapped into an intent, and because of the intent, so you can get at different data. And the broadcast can be sent from system, and also you can have your customized broadcast, right? So which means that you can also send, your app can also send out broadcast to other apps or to itself. Okay, and your broadcast intended to have a unique action name. So the broadcast is kind of like a has the intent, right? Because now you are specifying the action, okay, not specifying the target. Okay, so there are different methods you can use to send broadcast. So the first, the normal way is the send broadcast. So this will send the broadcast in an arbitrary order. Okay, and this also means that the receivers won't be able to pass along the message. Okay, and also the receiver cannot abort it. And if you want to send a ordered message, if you want to specify a certain order that like the receiver should receive the message, then you can also send the ordered broadcast. Okay. Or if you just want to send to yourself, then you can send a local one, but this is already deprecated. Okay. That's broadcast. Again, the broadcast is a message that notifies the app. Okay. And once app receive the message, app can implement a broadcast receiver to react to that message being received. Okay, so again, the receiver receive the broadcast, receive the broadcast and react to those messages. Okay, and the broadcast receiver is one of the building block of an Android app. Which means that if you want to implement a broadcast receiver to receive certain broadcasts, then you need to register that in manifest or at runtime. Okay, and actually, it's recommended to register in the at runtime, not in the manifest, because I think it's because a lot of system broadcasts, you can only register at runtime. Okay, and basically, what you receive is receiving an intent. Remember, the broadcast is wrapped into the intent, right? So what you receive is the intent, and you can get data from this intent. Okay, and if you want to specify what kind of broadcast you want to receive, you can use the intent filter. Okay, so to create your own broadcast receiver, you need to implement a subclass of the broadcast receiver class, and this class only have one method to implement, which is on receive. Okay, so the on receive is handling the intent you're receiving, and under this method, you should not do any lengthy operation or do any dialogues. Okay, and when you register the receiver again, it's recommended to register it dynamically. Okay, which means that instead of register in the manifest, you are registered in on create or in on resume, and unregistered in on stop or in on pause. Okay. And just to for security concerns, you probably want to restrict your broadcast, right? Because if your app broadcast is not restricted and it also including sensitive information, then an app that contains malware may be able to receive your data. Okay, so you probably want to restrict your broadcast, which means that so either just to define who can receive it, you just define who can receive it. Okay, and also no matter what, we probably don't want to send any sensitive data through the broadcast. Okay, so to restrict your broadcast, you can just say, okay, I'm only sending to myself. Okay, or you can set what kind of app, which app can actually receive your broadcast. So just saying, only that app with that package name can receive this broadcast. Okay, and also you can have the permissions, right? So this permission thing can be enforced by either the sender or receiver. Okay, so from the sender's perspective, you can enforce what kind of app can receive your broadcast. You can say, okay, only the app with the certain permissions can receive my broadcast, right? And from the receiver's perspective, you are restricting what kind of broadcast can be sent to your app. Okay, so you can say, okay, only the app with this permission is allowed to send broadcast to my app. Okay, so this is done by when you're sending a broadcast, you can supply a permission. Okay, so the method that is to send broadcast also takes a string parameter that's for the permission. Okay, so that's a broadcast and a broadcast receiver. Any questions before we move on to continue on working on exercise 7? If not, then let's see. Okay, so finally, I know why I couldn't create a Java application, a Java program, because let me show you. Because I just updated my Android Studio, and the new version, the Flamingo version, when you create the project, you need to select the empty views activity. The old empty activity is only for Kotlin. Just in case you're also using the latest version, the Flamingo version of the Android Studio. So in order to have a empty activity that's in Java, you need to create a empty views activity instead of empty activity. And I don't understand why they change it, like why they don't keep it as consistent. For example, they can have like a new activity saying only the Kotlin activity. Anyways, just a side note. Okay, and also it's actually using by default it's using the Material 3 theme, so the button will look like this. Okay, anyways, but the interface doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's see. So last time we done with the intent service thing, right? And let's try to keep implementing the broadcast. So first of all, let's send a broadcast. So let me open it. Yeah, just in case you forgot the password, that's almost, because that's the second last exercise. So it's almost the last one. And let's see. Okay, so first the keys. So the first two are the keys for the actual assets used in the broadcast receiver. Okay, and this one is to define the broadcast action, right, which is a unique string throughout the whole device. Okay, so if you have different actions, you probably want to add the action name after your package name. But here, because we only have one action, so we'll just name it after the package name, right? Because the package name will be unique throughout the whole device, therefore this string should also be unique throughout the whole device. Okay, that's the variables, so publish result. Right, so the idea of the app is that after the service is done, it will publish the result by sending a broadcast to itself. Okay, so still is a intent, and our intent is the notification intent. Okay, and just put extras. Okay, so it's intent dot put extra. So remember the uppercase is for the key, and the lowercase is the variable. Okay. And I think that's it. Okay. So basically, just sending an intent, right? But it's not saying like start activity exercise. Just send broadcast, right? So this just means that after it's done, after download is done, we send a broadcast to ourselves. The app is send a broadcast to itself. Okay. So call the publish result. Publish result is the output. Okay. Yeah. So that's for the sending the broadcast. Right, just have an intent, put on data, and send broadcast. And let's try to receive it. Okay. So because we don't need to register it in the manifest, which means we can just create a normal a normal Java class. It's called my receiver, if I remember correctly. Nice, I spelled the receiver wrong. Yeah, my receiver. Yeah. My receiver, and it extends the broadcast receiver board. You will see the error because you need to implement the method. It's on receive. Okay, so the on receive pass in the intent, and the intent is the broadcast you are receiving. Okay, I was trying to do okay. Actually, I'm not sure. Can we just say get view by ID? Oh no, I guess no. Okay, so we need a constructor to take in the text view. A constructor. So you can say just out insert in a constructor. Okay. So just pass in the constructor. So pass in the text view. Okay, because we need to update the text view. Okay, and on receive, copy and paste the whole thing. Okay, so get the file path and get the result. Right, so it's int result equal to the intent dot get int extra instead of service dot result. And we also need to provide a default value. Let's see the default value is cancelled. Okay, so this means that if this key does not exist, then it will return this default value. Okay, so again, this is the key, right? This is the key. So we set it into a variable so that we know that the key would be the same. Okay, and also the second parameter is the default number if the key does not exist. But we know that the key must exist because we said that, right? So yeah, but no, the requirement of this method asks you to have a default value, just in case the key does not exist. Once you get these two values from the intent, and okay, so if our result is equal to result okay, set the text view as download file path. Okay, so the text view dot set text. Sorry. No, yeah, let me just just have a hard code value of that. And the L, sorry. And I'll set it to set the text to download file. Okay. And I don't know why it does not allow me to do that. Okay. So this is okay. And for some reason this is not. Let me manually do it. Actually, this doesn't matter because you're not required to do it. But just for demonstration purpose, let me make sure that do that. You make it final. Okay. Yeah, just to make sure we are doing the correct thing. So let's have a string resource. I don't remember the string. And pass in the file path. Okay. Yeah, just to follow the best practice to put the string resource. But just feel free to hard code it. Right. The important thing is that you need to have the result getting from the intent. Right. So if it's okay, set it to the path. Set the result to the path, and if not, saying download the file. Okay. So that's it. That's it for the receiver. Right. So basically, the receiver receive it, and based on whether it's success or not, right? And it will update the text field. Okay. And last but not least, input call those method register the receiver in main activity. Okay, so let's see. Receiver. So we need to create a new receiver. And it's a class variable. the first we need to have a receiver object. Okay. And when we have the object, we'll pass intex view to the object. Okay. So register in onCreate. Okay, and this is the intent filter. Okay, so register it. Okay, I guess I can do it here. Just a receiver. I'm going to pass in the receiver and the intent filter. Okay, so this means that we are receiving the notification broadcast. Remember, we set it here. We set the intent as the notification. Therefore, we're also getting it. Okay, so the intent filter defines what kind of broadcast we are receiving. Okay, so that's register. And let's try to unregister that in pause. So what I'm doing, sorry. Pause. Yeah. Just unregister that, right? Unregister receiver, and then we'll unregister our receiver. Okay. And that's it, right? Do I have to do anything else? I guess no, not. Okay, yeah. So basically, in your activity, what you're doing is that you have a receiver object, and you register the receiver either in onCreate or in onResume. When you register, you need to have the receiver and also have the intent filter. And again, this defines what kind of broadcast you're receiving, right? And in pause, you are unregister the receiver. Okay. Now let's see. Let me try to run it. Let me stop share until it's done. Why it's taking forever to build that? Somehow it's just taking forever to build the app. I don't know why. Oh, finally. Almost. It's launching the app. Okay, let me share the screen again. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Let's start download. I'll start it. Oh, it says stated. Sorry. Let's see. Spelling wrong. Oh, okay. I know why. Because I don't have the internet. Without that again. now should be okay. That's why it just goes forever. Let me, yes, I can remove this. Oh, I cancel that because I forgot to show you Access Mini Project 4 solution. Sorry about that. But let me do it afterwards. Okay, and then in this case, let me also just change it. Download started. Oh yeah, I don't know how to spell start. Okay. Oh yeah, started. Okay, let's try it again. Sorry about this. Oh, sorry. Now should work. Okay, so let's download. Now started. Oh my god, still no. Oh yeah, finally. Okay, so this thing was downloading is they'll give you the file path, so you can find the file there. Okay, and we saw like last time that we can see it there. Okay, so I'm not going to check it again, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's for the receiver part. Okay, I hope you're having fun implementing it. Just don't forget to have the internet permission. Oh yeah, I can't believe I forgot again. Yeah. So I don't know. I forgot to mention the exercise. So Mini Project 4 solution is already posted. So if you have any questions, please check that. And let's see. Let me go over that. Let me go over the part that we didn't cover in class. Let's see. Oops. Where is this? Users. Okay. No, I want Android and the project 4. Okay, let's see. So syncing the project. So all these are given in the lecture, given exercise 6. So after create, basically just have a strict preferences, right, and set those things. Okay. So what I did is that the default value for the map type is the normal one, and for the longitude and longitude is a negative number. So it's like the impossible number, right? Which means that if these two numbers are not equal to those two important number, then we have a position being saved. Okay, and so we're retrieving those data in onCreate, right? And we are saving those in onPause. Just put in those data, and you don't forget to call apply or commit. And here, right, so if our position is not new, it means that we have something that's being stored, right? So we just restore them. Okay. So again, if the longitude and the longitude is being overridden, it means that we have a saved values, right? And otherwise the position will be null. Okay, so if we have the position, it means that we have some saved value, right? So if you have a saved value, then we set it. Okay, that's one thing. And another thing is the unload finished. Okay, so here I'm just also showing that you can also get the column index by using the column name, right? But in this case, because I already know the index, so you can probably start use the index directly. So using this is just make sure that you will get the correct index. Okay. Yeah. And the other parts will all cover in class. Yeah, other parts will all cover in class. Yeah, yeah, so for the database, right, the query basically just query everything. So you can just put everything as null, right? Just have the table name. And the provider, right? So for delete, so if there is something being deleted, then you notify the change. Otherwise, you don't need to do that. And for query, it's easy, just call the get all locations. Yeah, so that's the mini project 4 solution. So if you have any questions, please check that. It's already posted on Canvas. The link is on Canvas, and you should be able to access it on your Bitbucket, through the Bitbucket. Okay. So I guess that's it from me. Yeah, that's it from me. So the rest of the class, just as always, just for Q&A. You can try to finish your final project, finish your exercise 7 if you want, and also if you're done, feel free to leave. And thank you for coming, and see you on Tuesday.
Ms. Chen?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So for exercise 7, if I wanted to restrict, because we're only sending it within the same app, and local broadcast is deprecated,
Yep.
what would I use? What should I use to substitute?
So I think when you so when we receive, we're actually receiving. We'll make sure that we are receiving only this broadcast, and also when you send it, you can also restrict that. Only our app can receive it. You can restrict it by set package to the intent. Right? You have the intent. Let me share my screen. Sorry.
No, I think I get it. You just set package to the current package. Like that?
Yeah. Okay. So download service, right? So here, I think it's intent set package. Do you have that? Yeah, and have the current package name. Yeah. Then it will only send into the current package.
Okay. Actually, for that package.
Yes.
Because I know for the intent we have like a exercise 7 something, and then this is the unique key.
Yeah.
Can we use that one if we use the same package? If it's like the same package name? If the intent, it's like the intent has a package name and then a unique key. So can I just take the key, remove the... Okay.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
No problem.